I go after what I want. If you guys want recruits, go after it. If you want more clients, go after it. If you want more appointments, if you want more social media followers, if you want more YouTube subscribers, start sending DMs to people. Hey, would you subscribe to my YouTube channel? I'd appreciate it. Awesome. Thank you for the share. Alexander liked, what level are you playing at? There was many other answers. Thank you all for sharing. What level are you? I live that. I live what level am I playing at every day. Bringing the energy every single day. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to go here. Okay, we're going to do a chat GPT prompt right now. And the question is, what are your revenue producing activities? So create revenue now. I need to know, like, well, what are the things that drive the revenue? I think it'd be valuable for you to have a list of them. So we're going to do our first AI thing today. Now, there's no requirement that you're using AI. You can do this by hand. But here's the prompt. So a prompt means it's just like if you were to put something into Google, right? But when you put in ChatGPT, we call it a prompt. So this is the prompt, and I'll put it in the chat, and you'll need to customize it for what you sell. So I'm going to pull up my ChatGPT. You can do this on the free version or the paid version. Now, if you're like, Eric, I don't do ChatGPT, no problem. It's no problem. You can do exactly what I'm going to show you by hand. Just type it or do it on your computer. ChatGPT, though, it can accelerate the speed at which you can do it. So I sell sales training and sales coaching. And then it says, then share any additional details about your business. So I'm going to put in some additional details. I have been in business since 1999. Then I'm going to put in my website. Now, you don't have to put in your website. These are just different ideas to give chat knowledge about you. My website is, I have written many books. I have thousands of clients all over the world. I want to grow my business by $1 million in additional revenue over the next 12 months. Then it's, what are 10 revenue producing activities I can do? And then I'm going to do this other one second. Okay, so let me capture that over. Yeah, it's already captured. Okay, so let me put my actual prompt so you can see that. And then what you can do, if you want to play along, you can try this out by going to ChatGPT or Claude or whichever AI, and you just see what it says. So let's see what mine says. Launch a high-ticket sales coaching program. Build a scalable subscription program. Host monthly virtual revenue generating events, right? So it's giving us all this stuff. And you can see the speed at which it's doing it. Okay? So now I'm going to say, what do you think is the number one revenue idea? And then it gave me this one. What's interesting about this particular idea, I don't currently have any coaching programs at this price point. I do some individual consulting at price points here and in some cases even higher, but I don't have any type of like group program. Like what I'm going to offer you guys today is nowhere near 10K. So that's interesting what it gave me. And then it mapped it all out. So you can use AI to bring into all these things that we're talking about today to help you formulate your plan on Create Revenue Now. All right, we're going to shift gears now, and we're going to talk about being and Steve Hardison. So I was introduced to Steve back in 2010 by Gary Henson. Gary said, Steve has the best content in the world as it relates to personal development. And I was like, wow, that's saying a lot. The best in the world? Really? Okay. Then I need to get to know this Steve Hardison person. And so I started interacting with him over Facebook. Became his Facebook friend, and I was in Phoenix a couple of years. This is back in 2010. 14, I was in Phoenix. I messaged him, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be in Phoenix. Can we have coffee? And he goes, yeah, I'm not really interested in coffee, but if you want to come over to the house, you can come over to the house. I'm like, okay. So I go over to his house. First time we ever met. And he coaches out of his house. He has a converted, I think it was like a garage space or something, and then he turned it into like an additional room. So it's part of his home, and it's very nice. And so he likes to coach in person. So I met him at his house, and then I didn't know we were going to do coaching. So now I'm in his coaching office, and we did a couple hours of coaching. And then he told me what his fees were, and I'm just like, there's no way I'm paying that. It was like 20 or 30 grand at the time for whatever pack. And I was like, yeah, I can't afford that. And so I didn't hire him, but I loved what he was teaching. I did not get that he was all about being back then. Like it just didn't, I don't remember that part of it. And then this book came out that his wife wrote, and another guy named Alan Thompson. And the book is called The Ultimate Coach. So this is the book here, Kindle, paperback, or Audible. It's a 400 or 500 page book. And I'm in the book. And I didn't know I was in the book when it got published. Now, there's not like a big story about me, but there's just some of the history that Steve and I had when I went and met with him and so forth. I'm on like 1 or 2 pages in the book, so I'm barely mentioned, but to me it was a big deal. Because Steve Hardison is like, he's like a Werner Erhard, Michael Gerber, Tony Robbins, Brian Tracy, he's elite like that. And the fact that I was mentioned in the book was a big deal to me. So this book, it's all about being, what I'm about to teach you. Who are you being? And so when I got mentioned in the book, I reached out to Steve and I was like, hey, thanks for putting me in the book. And he goes, Eric, call me tomorrow. So I called him the next day, and he's sharing with me all about the book and how excited he is about the book. So I want to give you a distinction that if you really get what I'm going to tell you, it's a 10 best idea of the class. And the distinction is sharing creates. Sharing creates. So when you share with people, I'm looking for 10 new clients to help over the next 6 months. That might cause either that person to hire you or buy from you or refer you somebody. And I'm not talking about a sales presentation. That's a different distinction. I'm just talking about sharing. So he's sharing his enthusiasm for the book. And I say, you need a Facebook group. And he's like, well, I don't really know anything about Facebook groups. I'm going, well, I know a lot about them. And you need a Facebook group because the people that get this book, they're going to want to gather on the internet. And a Facebook group is a great way for them to gather. And so he's like, well, okay, but I don't know anything about that. I said, well, I know a lot about it. I'll just do it for you. Steve, would you like me to build you a Facebook group? And he wasn't like overly excited about it, but it was just kind of like, if you want to do it, Eric, knock yourself out. You know, like go ahead and do it. But it wasn't like you got to do it. He wasn't enrolling me in doing it. So anyway, this is the group here. And I'll put it in the chat. And this is not Steve's group. This is my group. I own this group. And there's 11,000 members. This group was created 3.5 years ago. And there's all kinds of cool stuff happening in here. It's all things being. And I'll just show you something that I'm really proud of how the group responded. One of our group members lost her home in a fire. And so the woman's name is Angie. And another woman, her name is Fiona, organized this fundraiser. And so not all of this money, but a lot of the money came from the group and the community. $8,492. Her fundraiser is $10K. I'll just put this in the chat. If any of you feel inspired and you want to make a small donation to helping a human being who lost her home in a fire, there's the link in the chat. I did a donation a couple weeks ago to support this. So anyway, we got this really cool Facebook group that I created to support Steve. Sharing Creates. Had he not shared with me about the book, this would not have been created. So then he goes, can you do that on Facebook, Instagram? What you did for me on Facebook, can you do it on Instagram? About her. Built this Instagram for him. And we have 1,600 followers. I'll put that in the chat. So then it's like, well, could you do that for me on YouTube? I'm like, sure. So this is the YouTube channel. And there are some videos of Steve Hardison himself on there, and he charges $4 to $5 grand an hour. So you might enjoy those videos. So I own this YouTube channel. The Ultimate Coach YouTube channel is my channel. All of this is mine. So then Steve goes, hey, Eric, why don't you create a company? You have my blessing to create a company. So I own Being Movement International. This is my company. And one of the bonuses for those of you that would like to participate in my Create Revenue Now coaching program, which I'm going to offer here a little bit later on, is I have a course that trains you all about being. And that course is a $3,000 investment. And I'm going to comp you that course. I'm literally going to give it to you for free. And being affects all areas of your life. It's not just a sales idea. It's a sales idea, but it's much more than sales. And so I'm going to actually allow your whole family access to this $3,000 being course.